I'm starting to wonder if I have an addiction. As you may have noticed, I rocked up to the allotment today with some goods. Now, you may guess, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Guess where they came from? Freecycle. Yes, that's right. So I was browsing this morning, doing my usual Freecycle checks, and there it was. A post saying guttering available for a shed, Wendy house, or something similar. And I messaged straight away. I said I want to use it at my allotment. Is it still available? And they got back to me swiftly, and I just went to collect it. So I've brought it back here. I'm going to get it attached to the side of the polytunnel. Now I'm thinking I'm going to use some duct tape, pretty duct tape nonetheless, and I'm going to stick it to this side of the polytunnel. I'm going to have it running at enough of an angle, but I need it as low down as possible, because I'm thinking the lower down, the more chance of rain hitting the polytunnel and falling into it, or just moisture hitting the polytunnel and falling into it. Obviously the higher up, it limits the space that I've got to collect from. So lower down, so I'm going to run it down into the water butt at the back, a couple of elbows. I'll show you exactly what I've got, but a couple of elbows, and I'll drop it in. And it's as simple as that. I haven't got long today, as I said in my previous video, but it shouldn't take long to do. I have got some seeds behind me that I've been fretting to sow at some point. I may not get them done again today. However, if I've got time, I will try and sow at least some. But anyway, let's get cracking, and I'll show you what I'm doing as I'm doing it. First and foremost, I have some netting across there that I've just had to remove so I can get a shot. But all I'm simply going to do, as I said, is wipe down the guttering, try and get as much of that dirt off of there as possible. So the plan is, you can't see up that end, but that sits at the end of the polytunnel. We're going to put a straight joint here, run it down to about there on the water butt, maybe about there, put the end joint on, and then I'll run the down pipe into the water butt. So let's get on with that. Right, so it was a lot more difficult than I first anticipated. I thought buying quality branded duct tape would do me in good stead. However, it wasn't extremely sticky. It has stuck really well for now, but I haven't got much faith in it. So we'll see how that goes. What I have done, actually I'll take you inside, is I had to put this bit of metal, and I just put it there temporarily, but I may attach that long term. But it allowed me to push back on it because I was trying to stick it on and I had nothing to push against. It was just pushing the plastic. So in the end I put that there just so it gave me a surface to push against. And if I take you outside, this is what it looks like now. It does look very haphazard, and I will probably try and prop that up to get a bit more of an even drop on it, but it does work. However, what I've had to do is, it may have been worth me just cutting that, making that shorter and bringing that closer, but it was all made up, so I've left it as it is for now. I've cut the hole in here, but to get that angle so it isn't going upright because it was lifted slightly. I had to pull the bricks out from underneath, but in doing so it means that these are no longer, this one is no longer lower than this one. Now I don't know if once this fills up it will force water over. I've got a funny feeling it will. However, what I'm probably going to do is patch the hole and then drill a hole a bit lower and then redo this a little bit lower. So yeah, as you can see, that is that. It's not pretty by any stretch of the imagination, other than the tape. That's probably the prettiest bit about it. But I'm hoping for now it's the only way I could think to collect water, because it's the only surface that I have to use to collect water off of. It's the only way I could think of. Now maybe you have a different suggestion or a better suggestion, or maybe you would have done it a slightly different way. Feel free to let me know, and I may have to improve this over time because I'm not sure how well that's going to stay there. But for now we can start collecting some water. As I said at the beginning of this video, I haven't got long today, so that took me a little bit longer than I expected, as does a lot of jobs up here. It seems to be that I come up here and I plan to get in and out, however jobs just seem to just roll and roll and they keep me here. So again, I'm against the clock, so I'm going to tidy up, I'm going to pack up, and next time I get back hopefully I can start on some seeds. But once again, I know it's short, I do appreciate you sticking around, and thanks for watching, and let's grow together.